The Supreme Court has ruled that Donald Trump should be included on the 2024 presidential primary ballots, rejecting attempts by states to hold him accountable for the Capitol riot. The court stated that states cannot use a post-Civil War constitutional provision to prevent presidential candidates from appearing on the ballots, as that power resides with Congress. Trump celebrated the decision on social media, calling it a big win for America. But before we continue, please use some time to like this video and hit the subscribe button. This ruling puts an end to efforts in Colorado, Illinois, Maine, and other states to remove Trump from the ballot due to his attempts to overturn his loss in the 2020 election and his involvement in the Capitol attack. The case involved a provision of the 14th Amendment, known as Section 3, which was adopted after the Civil War to prevent former officeholders who participated in insurrection from holding office again. Colorado's Supreme Court had previously applied Section 3 to Trump, but this was the first time it had been applied to a presidential candidate. Some observers have expressed concerns that requiring congressional action to implement Section 3 could lead to further disputes if Trump wins the election and a Democratic-controlled Congress tries to reject his certification. The case was fast-tracked by the Supreme Court, which heard arguments in February and seemed inclined to rule in Trump's favor. Trump had been removed from the ballots in Colorado, Maine, and Illinois pending the court's decision. This case marks the court's most direct involvement in a presidential election since Bush versus Gore in 2000 and is one of several cases that could impact Trump's chances of becoming president again, including a case scheduled for late April regarding his potential criminal prosecution for election interference in relation to the Capitol attack. The court's intervention has raised questions about the timing of any potential trial before the November election. During the February arguments, conservative and liberal justices questioned the case against Trump, particularly whether Congress must act before states can invoke the 14th Amendment and whether the provision applies to the presidency. The lawyers arguing against Trump's inclusion on the ballot claimed that the events of January 6 constituted an insurrection incited by Trump, while Trump's lawyers argued that the riot did not qualify as an insurrection and that the wording of the amendment excludes the presidency. The case was decided by a court that includes 3 justices appointed by Trump, who have previously dealt with Trump-related cases. The decision was a 5-4 ruling, reminiscent of the court's involvement in the Bush versus Gore case. Justice Clarence Thomas, who was on the bench for that case, has faced calls to recuse himself from the Trump case due to his wife's support for Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. Thank you for watching. Before you go, please leave your thoughts in the comments section, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates.